Hey, it's Mark with another Super Bowler Smash Attack video, and today we have a Town Hall on the edge pretty much. I don't know if you'd call this a teaser. I mean, normally teasers are where the Town Hall is in the corner, but this is pretty much a teaser too, putting that Town Hall just, pretty much right on the edge. It's not directly on the edge. That's pretty unusual, but it's a box base type of a base with the Town Hall really close to the edge on one side. And I do normally like box bases for the Super Bowler Smash Attack, and they're pretty popular in Legends League. But I still have it's not like I can 3-star every box base with this attack, but there's a couple of different ways to go about attacking this, and so the first thing is, can the Flinger take down the Town Hall? And there are expos kind of around the Town Hall. I mean, the Flinger's not going to be able to get the Town Hall just on its own. Even using Yetis and everything, it's not going to happen. There's too much for point defenses on the edge. The Flame Flinger is not going to have enough range. So one option would be, and I every once in a while I'll try this, but it's not. It's just not the kind of my normal way that I go about these attacks is. But I will put the Warden, like, say, coming from the corner at 3 o'clock as an example. 3 or 12, it doesn't matter. It's really kind of symmetric. And when the Warden is taking fire from defenses that would be in range of the Flame Flinger, then I could put the Flame Flinger down with the Warden tanking and the five healers on the Warden, and then the Flame Flinger can sort of work its way toward the Town Hall to be able to take the Town Hall down. That would be kind of the idea. There is the Queen, right there next to the Town Hall, and so that is not a good sign for the Flame Flinger. I'm not sure if the Flame Flinger could. I think the Queen in this case would take out the Flame Flinger before it could reach the Town Hall, and so yeah, there's too many bad things that could happen by trying that approach, at least for the way that I like to attack these bases typically. The other way that so if you kind of rule that out, attacking from sort of using the Flinger to take out the Town Hall, the other two ways, the two possibilities are attacking from the flank on either the bottom right or the top left sides, attacking from the flank, and then so just kind of coming in. If we look at coming in from this flank, the kind of the 330 type of a entry, it would mean that the army would kind of travel through this area, like through the mortar, the archer tower, the expo to the CC, and just thinking about where jumps would go, a jump on the expo here, a super wall breaks. Sometimes with these walls, and they have openings in them like this, there's this opening right in the corner. It can be a little uncertain what'll happen with a super wall break, but I think with the buildings right next to the wall like that, the super wall breakers, they attack defensive buildings that are behind a wall, the closest one. And so I think that a super wall break would work on this outside wall. And if it didn't, I guess it could cause a problem if it opened up this wall. And we don't want the troops kind of going down this channel. We want the troops to go down this way, because then what happens is the super bowlers will they'll pass by the town hall and be able to take the town hall from more in the core side, and avoid going through the poison bomb, which is great if you can get your bowlers to path that way. It works out really well. I like it when I can do that. The other way, and this can be a really good way to attack these box bases too. It doesn't usually work as well when the town hall is this far away, on the kind of more on the edge like a teaser, and attack from 830. But let's look at that. Let's look at the attacking from 830, what that entry would look like. And so it would be Flame Flinger in one corner, and the Warden in one corner, in the other corner as usual. And so it doesn't really matter. In this case, it's pretty symmetric. They got the king and the royal champion. And yeah, so those, if one of those was the Warden, I would want to put the Flinger on that side, because the Warden on defense can cause a problem for the Warden, but it doesn't cause a problem for the Flinger. So it's good to put the Flinger on the side with the Warden. But that's not the case here, so it doesn't really matter. The expos are all kind of more by the town hall, which is often the case on these. Not always, but a lot of times they are by the town hall. And so if we do that, the entry would be to go into this monolith first, which is not bad, because we can take that out right away. So it would be super wall breaking, where this that builder hut is, and so that opens up that monolith compartment, and then a jump would go on this builder hut to be able to get to the eagle. And there's this wide channel, that eagle channel. It's kind of a wide channel, which could cause a problem for the pathing of the bowlers. So it's not the greatest. They could kind of split up and go in two different directions and not go, towards the town hall because of that channel. From open from side to side, they could kind of move from side to side here and not go towards the town hall. But but you could get the troops to the eagle compartment, and then probably put a jump on this single inferno. And so then there would be a path from the single inferno to the CC and to the scattershots to the town hall. It would actually be able to path to the town hall with the two jumps in this case. The only bad thing, like I talked about, is this channel here where they could split up. So that's not great. The other thing, when doing this is, I would want to get down on the Warden side. So there's a single inferno on both corners. I would want the Warden and the Flinger to take down the single inferno on both sides, because the Super Bowler army is going to path through the monolith, and there's these walls in between. They're not going to probably be targeting those single infernos. They could maybe take them down by accident, just because of the triple bounces of the Super Bowlers, but they're not going to target them directly. They're just they're too far away. There's going to be other buildings that they go after instead. So the Warden would have to be able to take down a single inferno, and usually for that to happen means taking It almost always. I mean, the Warden will not take down that single Inferno without having some kind of spell support or ice golems for tanking. You know, something has to help out the war. Otherwise, the Warden will lose his ability to a single Inferno. So it is an investment to take out single Infernos with Warden. So it's not the greatest, especially if there's buildings around it like this. If the single Inferno is a little bit more isolated, it's a little bit easier to deal with, because then the Warden can target that single Inferno before the single Inferno could target it while the Warden is attacking other buildings. And so yeah, in this case, you know, I like the idea of going from the flank instead. And you can see I really like to look at, you know, how much value is that pathing going to give me. And coming through this flank with the expos, even the ones that are over here, they're going to be reachable. I think so putting the Warden at 3 o'clock, the Flinger is not going to be able to go against this expo very easily. So I would avoid that, and I would want to have the Flinger go at 6 o'clock against that single Inferno anyhow, and not the Warden. So the Warden would be over at 3 o'clock. And this attack really could happen with Warden at 12 and the Flinger at 9 o'clock too. It just because it's symmetric. But being right-handed, for me, it's easier and just kind of more natural to attack from this southeast edge. And so yeah, that if we think about what the troops are going to pass through, this expo and the scattershots and the expo here, this single Inferno, they could even take down possibly the eagle, as they kind of, so if they're targeting that single Inferno, good chance that the eagle could just go down because of that. And next to the town hall. So there's a lot of heavy defenses that the Super Bowlers can smash through, and that really works out well. And yeah, so I think that's kind of the approach to take here, and we'll get this replay rolling at 6 o'clock. The Yeti in front of the Flame Flinger as usual, and the Warden over at 3 o'clock. And with that expo now, the expo is the biggest thing I'm going to be kind of keeping my eye on for the Warden, because the expos are a big risk for the Warden losing his ability. And it usually ends up happening when there's multiple point defenses targeting the Warden at once, like right now. So both the cannon and the expo are firing. And you can see the Warden is losing health. Okay, so he takes out the cannon, and just the expo is fine. You can see the Warden is getting health again. And he can fight that expo one-on-one. That battle builder is going to slow down the takedown of that expo a little bit. But as long as the Warden has no other defenses on it, he can stay alive, so it will work out well. And the Flame Flinger is getting some good value. Here I'm bringing in the main army now. There's about a minute and a half, so, you know, time to get rolling. The ice golems in first, you know, pull over the Warden with the king or the queen. You can see the queen is kind of going off to the side there, not the greatest. Usually with those, I usually don't do anything with those super loons that came out. A lot of times they get frozen by an ice golem, and then the queen can take them out. I think the Warden probably took them out in that case, and just, you know, raging up the Super Bowlers as they're coming through. Let me just pause this right now. So this is yeah, just exactly what I wanted to see. You can see the eagle has gone down, and so I think the Super Bowlers, just they have, especially under rage, they have so much damage, and so yeah, the eagle goes down. But what ended up happening too with the Royal Champion, and it's typically a case when I'll put the Royal Champion in onto the battlefield. Uh, Opposite side from the Flame Flinger is what I normally will do. But in a case like this, where the Super Bowlers are kind of pathing next to the Town Hall like that, I usually will put the uh, in this case, especially with Flame Flinger opening up, I'll put the Royal Champion on that side, and there is a big defense, and there's the king to get through over on that side. So I as the Super Bowlers were getting closer to the Town Hall, it's like after I get the jump and I've got 2 rage, that's typically when I will put in the Royal Champion. And so just timing wise, to be able to take down the base in the 3 minutes. And when I put the Royal Champion down, I use the skeleton spell on that on the monolith ahead of time to be able to distract the monolith. And there's also the king there. You can see that the king is over there as well, and the king is kind of going after the CC, those super goblins from the CC troops out of the flinger. And yeah, so let's get this going. Super Bowlers will take down the Town Hall, no problem. And there comes the battle with the king, which is, the king can be so annoying. I did get the headhunter in, which worked out really well, and taking the king out. I did have to use the freeze on the king too. It would be, I still have a freeze left, so I could, yep, there it comes. So that single inferno was really the last defense that could cause any problems. The freeze to help out the Royal Champion was perfect timing. And so many troops left, and now it's just a jump spell to get access to those outer buildings to finish off the base. And so that was actually a pretty convincing 3-star attack on this teaser box base.